Next in the trade talks, let's welcome Senator Rob Portman, Republican of Ohio, who has served in the past as U.S. Trade Representative, also as OMB Director. He was present for the signing of yesterday's Phase 1 deal, and the senator also wrote an op-ed in Barron's. It was published yesterday praising the deal. Senator, thank you for being with us today. It's good to see you.
Thanks, Becky. Always great to be on with you.
I know the trade dispute made you a little uneasy because of the damage it could potentially cause on American companies, American farmers. What is it that you like about this deal? What makes you look at this with the brightest optimism?
Well, imposing significant tariffs is always a risk because there are inadvertent effects on consumers, on businesses, and that was happening. But it also got China to the table. And I got to tell you, I supported it with regard to China because we didn't have any other alternatives. It was the best tool we had. And I think what happened yesterday is proof that it has worked so far. Most of the tariffs stay in place. Some were reduced, some were eliminated, pending Phase 2, which goes to the next issue, which is really subsidies in my mind, is the biggest issue left unaddressed. But this is a really good first step. And so I was positive about it because, one, we're reducing some tariffs in the context, but most importantly, intellectual property protection, the forced technology transfer provisions are excellent for U.S. companies and for, therefore, U.S. workers. And then finally, the commitment to purchase a lot more goods.
Mm-hmm. Is it fair to say that you've changed your mind on tariffs and you think they are an effective tool that should continue to be used?
Well, look, I was supportive of doing it because we had no alternative, not because I support tariffs in general, but because in this case, I think it was the one thing that was going to bring China to the table in a serious way. And the proof is that yesterday we had a very significant accomplishment. It's a first step. There's a second phase now being worked on, and I think the rest of the tariffs, ought to be staying in place for now. But we also ought to look to those to be removed as well as we get to the second phase. The $200 billion in new purchases over the next 2 years, by the way, includes a lot of agricultural products, which is great for my home state of Ohio and great for our ag economy right now. But it also is going to help manufacturing. There's also a lot in here, I think, that will help services, particularly financial services with regard to ownership rights. So there's some very good things in this Phase 1. The enforcement is probably the most important part of it. And the fact that some tariffs have stayed in place, others could be reimposed if, in fact, after monitoring this and having some transparency into it, the commitments are not kept. That's really important, and that's what everybody's going to be looking for. But, Becky, this is also the week we're going to pass USMCA. So in a couple hours, we're going to have a big bipartisan vote. And I think that's important, too, not just because we're now dealing with our three largest trading partners in 1 week, China, Canada, and Mexico, but because it shows America can get to yes. Because I think there was a lot of skepticism, frankly, that we could come up with either one of these agreements. And we've done both of them.
Hey, Senator,
and shown that, once again, America can be out there, helping to level the playing field and create, a better environment for our workers and our farmers, and get some deals done.
We can have tweet us, interrupt us, can occur at any time. Here's the president tweeting right now. Yep. One of the greatest trade deals ever made, also good for China and our long-term relationship. $250 billion will be coming back to our country. We're now in a great position for a Phase 2 start. There's never been anything like this in U.S. history. And then USMCA next. So that was like 30 seconds ago the president tweeted that, Rob.
Yeah. He was in a good mood yesterday, Joe, because
I saw you there. I saw you there. I can't remember who you were talking to.
Yeah.
You know what I saw you say?
There were a lot of skeptics out there.
You know what I saw you say on your lips? I thought I saw you say, Joe Burrow, was what it looked like. You said, were you talking to someone about that, about the Bengals?
I was talking about Joe Burrow because we need him badly. And, we did win 2 games this last year. But
I think with Burrow, you might win 3 or maybe, win 2 and tie 1, I think, with where the Bengals are.
I don't know. I think we're going to the playoffs, man. I really do.
Good. And then you can
got to re-sign A.J. Green and keep the offensive line healthy.
And we can lose again in prime time.
The sky's the limit. And
we haven't lost in prime time in a long time.
He's an Ohio guy.
I miss those days. I miss those days of losing in prime time. Anyway, Senator, thank you. And Phase 2, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We didn't get to ask you anything about that other thing that's going on, but I don't know. It's so weird. Well, isn't it surreal?
The big news, it is, and the big news this week is trade. I mean, everyone expects what's going to happen with impeachment to have happened actually a while ago, so that's kind of anticlimactic. But This is a big deal. This is it's kind of like the Super Bowl and the World Series of Trade all in 1 week. So this is going to really help. And it actually addresses some of the concerns that Steve and Rick were talking about in terms of potential economic weakness, because I think it's going to result in a lot more investment, which is key right now. So this is good to keep that economy moving.
All right. Thanks, Senator. Coming
Thanks,
up,
guys.
what to watch ahead of this morning.